Welcome to the Southwest Florida Real Estate Update, hosted by the York Group of Downing Fry Realty. Our show will bring you the most up-to-date information on the local real estate market, presented by leading experts in the field.
Welcome to the show today. We're here at Omni Balance and Life Center, and I'm here with the owner, Jamie, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what you do here and what the show is about today. We usually do real estate, but I'm doing shows that I call it the circle of physicians that I deal with, or circle of healthcare providers. And I'm going to start with you right off the bat. Okay, so let's tell us about Omni.
Great, thank you, and thank you for having me. So Omni Balance Life Center is a full-service holistic wellness center, and we bridge with Western medicine, and we bring the holistic piece to the platform and kind of bridge that gap of where Western medicine, kind of leaves off, and sometimes people are left without solutions, but would like to explore other natural things, but yet we like to make sure that that conversation stays very scientific and it's very data-driven and science-driven, just like Western medicine, because I think that appeals to people because they want to know that it's safe and effective.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point to bring out because, some places you go, it's one way or the other, and you're just balancing that. And
Absolutely. That was one of our missions. We have a couple different missions. Our mission statement is to empower people, restore balance, and change lives, and that's kind of on the broader spectrum. But one of as I got further and further involved in the holistic practice, I did see where there were some breakdowns where, people that swing too far one way from the holistic standpoint. There are people that do the snake oils and
Right.
the people are like, can I really trust this? Do I really know what this is all about? And that's a valid point, and we want to make that valid point. But then on the flip side, there's a lot of education and data and science behind the things that we do, and in fact, a lot of the Western medical pharmacology and treatments that they do are actually derived from natural sources and substances that we've known about for thousands of years. So to kind of bridge that gap and bring that conversation together, and I don't want to be like some of my holistic counterparts that can say, oh, doctors are evil, we don't want to talk to doctors, that's not the right way to go either. So one of my heartfelt missions was to come alongside physicians who have patients that want to explore more of the holistic medicine, but we want to do it together to provide truly patient-centered healthcare, because that's what we really would like to have, right? Patient-centered healthcare.
yeah, and that's how I heard about you was from Dr. Leach at Advanced Medical Center, and I've been coming here myself. So,
Yeah.
well, tell us about the team that you have here, and then we can go into more detail.
Yeah, perfect. So a little bit of history is when I was developing myself as a practitioner, I was by myself, and I just started having all these epiphanies of like, wow, there's all these different angles of holistic medicine. It would really be nice if we had this particular angle and that particular angle. So eventually, as Omni came to be, I teamed up with, so we say we provide a revolutionary style of healthcare, and it's all different independent contractors operating under the Omni brand, bringing their niche, their craft, their expertise in whatever area that they specialize in. So we have an acupuncture physician that specializes in Chinese herbs, homeopathy, Western herbology. She heads up our functional health piece, which tries to bridge that gap of mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. She is able to, read blood labs and all kinds of different things so that we can bridge that gap a little bit differently than the Western medicine, but she will work with somebody's doctor. So we want to team up with their doctor because, people come in here with a laundry list of medications. We don't want to confuse them. We don't want to make them feel like we definitely don't want to tell them to stop taking medications
Right, exactly.
without the intervention of their medical practitioner. So then we have a whole team of therapeutic massage therapists, which can do nice relaxing massages, but we also do therapeutic work. So we get referrals from orthopedic doctors, chiropractors, other physicians, where we can work on soft tissue. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No, I could probably ramble on.
No, I wanted to go back to the
Yeah.
acupuncture.
Yeah,
okay,
perfect, yeah.
and then let me ask you this question because
Yeah.
I go to you for acupuncture, not
Yeah.
you, but the
Yeah, Dr.
physician.
Fam, yeah.
Tell us what the advantages of that is.
So
People
acupuncture-
understand
yeah.
it, because every time I tell people I go, okay,
Yeah.
and there's, what does it do, and then,
Yeah.
so that, I think that's a good topic people understand.
Yeah, so I like to tell people that we, as our physical person, we approach medicine from, or holistic medicine, from a mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional standpoint. So we have the chemistry being, which is our micronutrients, our even supplements, pharmaceuticals, things that will adjust the chemistry of our body. And then we have our electrical being. We have an energy grid. And so acupuncture is actually working with, a methodology of several thousand years old, if not more, which opens up the energy channels that govern all of our organ systems, all of our fluid movement. And when you start opening that up and releasing stagnation, then those systems can operate more optimally. And so acupuncture is a method of actually doing that.
And how often does somebody do that?
It really depends on what they're being treated for.
Okay.
So if it's just general maintenance, overall health and wellness and well-being, some people come once a month, if that, maybe every couple of months, it really depends. If we're working on something specific, like Dr. Pham sees a lot of fertility patients, so it's really, really great for balancing hormones and things like that. So she might see a fertility patient every week, or maybe even a couple times a week, for a span of time to prepare the body. And then once they hit certain marker points with their fertility doctors, or even just on their own, then she would space that out. So it could be once a week for 4 weeks. It really depends.
And how about if somebody has a bad knee or hip or something? How do you, is that acupuncture good for that?
Absolutely, because certain aspects of acupuncture reduce inflammation and bring those inflammatory factors down, which is a key piece. And one of the Western medicine solutions for that is anti-inflammatories and steroids. And there's some drawbacks to that. Those are good for an acute situation. But if somebody has more of a chronic ailment, that is going to be definitely good for reducing inflammation and bringing healing, promoting blood flow. Blood flow is key, so we have lots of different things here that actually promote blood flow, but that is another angle that acupuncture works with.
And how about cupping? Is that incorporated with her and the massage? Or?
Yep, so she definitely, Dr. Pham is our acupuncture physician. She incorporates cupping with a standard, unless it's contraindicated for some reason for a particular patient. And yes, I do cupping. We have other therapists that also incorporate cupping into their massage protocols as well.
And what is cupping too? Because a lot of people
don't know
what cupping is.
Yeah, I think Michael Phelps made it famous when he was swimming.
That's right, he did. I didn't
Then all of a sudden it popped on the map after he had it done, because they saw the little cupping marks.
Right.
So essentially, the theories behind some of our holistic protocols is flow, blood flow. Blood is life source, and we want to, and if the blood gets stagnant and toxic, and that could be from injury, overuse, so athletes that are repetitively using their muscles and things like that, but any of us, just general. So what it does is it actually does a suction cup, suctions on the top of the skin, and what it does is it pulls stagnant blood to the surface so that it can kind of start to dissipate through the skin. And what we notice that people have cupping in an area, the first time it might be really red.
That's right.
Almost looks sometimes dark purple, and it's an indication of the toxicity level in the muscles. And then over time, as that tissue repairs and we get rid of that toxicity in the tissue, a lot of times she'll do the cupping, and then the marks barely stay.
Okay, the next part I want to tell you is about the bio machine. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I call it my flux capacitor. If you're a Back to the Future fan, I don't know if it does all kinds of things with light. So we're big into bioenergy medicine. That's not a hocus pocus thing. It's actually the area of study of physics and possibly quantum physics. So we in that area of science, everything has a frequency quantification, and so when we use frequencies to actually create a resonance in the cellular structure, so a vibrating resonance in the cellular structure, it will enhance or elevate the frequency of those cells so that they have the proper voltage and frequency to operate. So I kind of say it's kind of like your cell phone. And when you plug that in at night, you have the battery, and inside the battery there's cells, and it gets charged up.
Right.
And if you don't, it's going to, you run it down, it's going to act weird and not make calls and all that kind of stuff. So that is the same with the cells in our body. They require chemistry, but they also require voltage. So if that voltage is not up to par, and there's many different ways that we get that voltage,
Right.
and then there's many different ways that we're deficient in that voltage, but this is an apparatus that we can use to assist if someone is struggling with that and really needs to uplift their body in that way. So the biocharger uses that technology to actually influence the frequency voltage of our cellular structure.
Well, we're going to take a little short break, okay? And we'll be right back in 1 minute. And we're going to hear a little bit about the York Real Estate Group. Thank you.
Thinking of buying or selling a home in Naples, Marco Island, Bonita, or Estero, Florida? Think of the most experienced York Real Estate Group, associated with the #1 brokerage in Southwest Florida, Downing Fry Realty, which produces yearly real estate transactions of over $1 billion. Jim, Michael, and Morgan make up the York Real Estate Group of Downing Fry Realty, with over $275 million in sales transactions, along with offering over 25 combined years' experience in the local market. The Yorks can offer the experience and trust you need in a realtor. Call them today at 239-273-6727 or visit their website at www.naplesyorkrealestate.com.
Welcome back. Well, Jamie, let's just talk about massages, okay? Because I know that's an important part with you, okay?
Sure.
What are the benefits of that, and how often? Because I do come here for that too.
Yeah, so I think we were talking at another time that, in the past, sometimes people feel like, massage is maybe like a luxury item,
Right.
where maybe if they're gone on vacation or something like that, they might go to the spa and get some work done. But there is a place for massage therapy, therapeutic massage therapy in the healthcare platform of somebody's routine. We like to be a part of their healthcare team. So it's just like, I don't know why I make a lot of car analogies. We spend a lot of time maintaining our cars,
I
right?
know.
Oils and oil changes
Yep.
and tires and all that. And we really, our bodies do a lot. And year after year, day after
Yeah.
day, so working on the muscle, the soft tissue, that's what a massage therapist does, is works on soft tissue manipulation to remove toxins, remove adhesions from joints. I mean, you can really keep the body in much better working order for a longer period of time. I work on a lot of people that still play tennis, that even the golf game, so
Right.
even if it's somewhat recreational, it really keeps people out of pain, keeps people mobile.
It really does. Yep.
Just the stress reduction,
Right.
in
Yep.
and of itself. I mean, a lot of my clients fall asleep. I mean, we are really over inundated with
Boom.
stress. Exactly. Knock knock. Time to wake up. But it's we don't, even in our homes, we just
Right.
sometimes don't get a chance to really decompress and just check out
Right.
for an hour or an hour and a half. And so it's just extremely important.
It's very important. It's very important. It's I'm in real estate, and I use that same analogy with taking care of your home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the cars.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just
Yeah.
like you got to maintain it, because people go up north and they think, I don't need the air conditioning service, I don't need this, and
Sure.
you got to just take care of
But
it.
you have to do it. And even in, there's lots of places where this stuff shows up, and again, the proof is in the pudding. That's what we like. We don't like people to come here and just have a non result-driven experience. We're
Right.
very result-driven. So when we go after something, I want to make sure people are getting results. But even on high-profile sports teams, they employ now massage therapists
Right.
along with the physical therapists
Yeah.
and the athletic trainers and things, because a lot of these athletes that are out on surgery, I mean, think about it. These
That's
guys
right.
are paid a lot of money. They rather them on the field doing what they're supposed to be doing than repetitive motion injuries, where if they have to go in laparoscopically or something like that to, break down adhesions, a lot of times you can do that through different massage techniques, and cupping is one of them. There's just all kinds of different things you can do inside that massage scope.
So the other thing you do is you have a sauna too. So tell us the benefits and we'll see that on screen, the picture of the sauna.
Yeah, absolutely. So one component to a healthy body is to get rid of impurities. I use the word detox cautiously because
Right.
that can mean so many things to so
Right.
many different people. You can do it so many ways, and some are healthy and some are not. But the far infrared sauna actually penetrates very deeply into the body, and I like to say it unlocks trapped toxins that are inside of our cellular structure. So even if we're eating well and exercising and getting massage therapy and things of that nature, there's still some residue or residual toxicity that kind of gets trapped inside of those lipid layers of the cell. And the far infrared sauna will actually penetrate that, open that up, and get that out.
And other thing you have here is the beamer pad, right? So tell us a little bit about that, because I know a lot of people that use that too.
Yeah. So it's kind of groundbreaking, and more people are knowing about it and using it personally and professionally and stuff like that. But yes, it is now it's actually a Class 2 medical device, so any of the medical professionals out there know what that is. So it has healing power, it has healing properties to it. It improves blood flow or incites blood flow in the microvessel system. So there is not really anything, even intense aerobic exercise, that can penetrate movement in those very, very tiny vessels. What a lot of people don't know is the capillaries and venules, these really, really small vessels, make up about 75% of the vessel structure in our body. Arteries and veins, only 25%. So when we're doing cardiac and aerobic exercise, we're impacting our arteries and veins, but those little guys are in all of our organs. They're just everywhere. We really need blood to be pumping in those areas, and this actually helps to do that. There's nothing pharmaceutically or even supplement-wise that can impact the microvessel circulation like this beamer mat can.
And how often does somebody come in to use that?
Yeah, so it was originally designed, I think, by the company. It's been around for a very long time. It's a German engineered piece of equipment to be a quality of life, daily use, kind of private, but we use it on a clinical level. So our sessions are about 30 minutes long because we do different parts of the body and things of that nature. And people could come in, 3 to 4 times a week if they wanted, but obviously time and resource, a lot of our clients would say they'd like to live here, and I'm sure they would, but I know that life is life and they have a lot of other things to do. So our most intense clients that use it on a regular basis for therapeutic purposes come like once a week.
Okay.
And then anything else from there is beneficial whenever people can get to it.
And finally, or one of the final things, is your supplements that you sell here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so again, in that momentum of being credible and making sure that people are being led in the right direction and not feeling like we're just propagating a bunch of snake oil, let's just say. We're very careful about the selection of supplements that we use. Most of them are physician grade and clinic based only supplements, meaning you can't buy them online, and if you do, it's probably some backdoor way of doing it, but most of the time you need clinical instruction to be using those supplements and get them from a clinic or a practitioner. We make sure that, and in that same note, they're very clean, so their ingredients are scrutinized, the purest sourcing of ingredients. And there's also data sheets on all of these to certify, because most supplements are not FDA approved, right?
Exactly.
And so that's a little bit of a gray area for some people, but these are very, very credible. They go through great steps to ensure and prove the quality of their supplements.
And what is the most popular one you sell?
Ooh. That is really a hard question to answer, probably, because it really, again, it all boils down to what everything we do here is so tailored.
Right.
It's very specifically tailored. I'd have to say if there's one go-to product that I usually recommend, it's inexpensive. It really is suited for anyone. It doesn't require any special circumstance, and that's something called Cell Food. It's actually a mineral product. It's liquid minerals. You put it in your water, and it has all of your base trace minerals, amino acids, and enzymes. So all of your foundational nutrients that we would like to be getting from our food, assuming we were eating properly. But even if we were eating properly, our food is very micronutrient deficient for many reasons that we won't go into here right now. But so it really helps to get all those micronutrients that you need.
And men come here too, right? And obviously women come here.
Yep.
So if somebody wants to come here, what would they, how do they call you obviously, but is there a charge to have a consultation with you? Or?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, our demographic is wide open. We have equally the amount of men as women. We see children, so we see a lot of different people. And yeah, it can be kind of overwhelming, and we do a lot of different things here, and not everybody knows how to plug in right away. So with that being said, I typically will offer a 30-minute complimentary consultation, and that is for me to I like to get to know what the clients are looking for, so that I can find out if we can meet that need. We're not just here to, collect money and make a buck, so we want to make sure, I want to make sure that whatever we have to offer is going to be suitable for what they need and kind of point them in the right direction as to where to start.
And they don't need a doctor referral, they can just come in, right, or make an appointment, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So for 99% of all the things, they don't have to have a doctor referral at all when they come here. There are certain situations where I might reach out to their practicing physician to bridge that gap and get some confirmation or permission to do something, depending on what kind of medical conditions they might be dealing with. But other than that, we do not require a referral to come here.
And we were talking before off camera, just give our viewers some of the basics of being healthy or longevity.
Yeah, I love it. So our mantra is mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. It's like the wheel, or I like to say, I don't know why I go back to car analogies. It's like the 4 tires on your car, right? So if you have all 4 tires working optimally, you wear those tires well, and they do you justice for a long time. And if you get a blowout, you might put a donut on one of those tires, and you could leave it like that. You can get from point A to point B for a while, but eventually, not only is that spare tire going to wear out, but you're going to wear out all these other tires, right? So that's the mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. We have to do our best to keep all of those components in alignment. One affects the other. And so, obviously, there's no magic wand. The diet and exercise is the foundational piece. We can't get away from that. We have to do that. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff out there that people get very confused with. So we try to bring it down to simple, doable, easy, sustainable changes that people can make, so that it's doable.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jamie, where are you located? I know on the screen we have your location, but I know it's conveniently located, and there's plenty of parking here. So.
Yeah, beautiful. We're blessed to be here at 720 Goodlet Road. We're in Suite 205, so on the outside of the building you'll see Advanced Medical, so that's one of the first signs that you'll see. And our website is omninaples.com, so you can get all that information there, as well as you can see all the bios and profiles of all of our team members and what they do and what their niches are. And just a lot of information too about the different types of services that we talked about here today. You can get some additional information there.
Well, I'm very pleased that you came on the show today, okay? I learned even more even though I come here, okay? And being the first show that we're doing like a circle of physicians that I use or healthcare providers, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.